Hello, it's Mark. Welcome to Whiskey in the Big Thicket here in the great outdoors of the Big Thicket. So today we're doing another whiskey review. I'm going to do Penelope. This is the I guess the 2024, 2023, I think it just came out, so I'm just going to say it's 2024 Tokaji Cask finish from Penelope. This is a straight rye whiskey finished in Tokaji casks. The rye is MGP rye made from 95% rye, 5% malted barley. I've actually been looking for this bottle for a while. I didn't know it was allocated at all. I just thought it was like they did it once and we're done, because I've never had Penelope before. This will be the first time. And matter of fact, I'm going to head and open it up first before we go any further. But yeah, I didn't really know about it. Heard about it. I was actually in the Balcones group. That someone was saying, what would you like to see a Balcones finished in? And I mentioned, I'd like to see one done in Tokaji. And they said, oh yeah, we don't see much whiskey in Tokaji. I said, well, there's a couple. Nick Nian had one that had Tokaji. The Glenmorangie Tale of Cake was done in Tokaji. So there are a few out there, but not very many. But anyway, Penelope is. They're not an on-site distillery. They're basically a bottler, blender bottler, such located in New Jersey. They were founded in 2018. They source all their whiskey from MGP, always have. MGP, and they were actually purchased by MGP in May of 2023, so almost a year ago. Well, I can tell you this, yeah, this one's 8 years old. It's 53% ABV, finished in Tokaji casks. I don't think we really know how long. Tokaji is a Hungarian dessert wine. It also may be kind of right on the border of Slovakia. So I think there's some regions there that maybe there's some Slovakian Tokaji, but for the most part it's Hungarian dessert wine. It's a grape that suffers from the noble rot, the Botrytis. And Tokaji can vary very much in sweetness, from like 16 grams per liter to 150 grams per liter. Aging also varies depending on when it was. If it was made prior to 2003, it had to be 24 months old. Since then, it only has to be 18 months old. Tokaji's famous in literature. Jonathan Harker served it by Count Dracula in Dracula. Mephistopheles offers it to guests in Faust. Henry Ibsen, the guests are drinking it in Henry Ibsen's The Wild Duck. It's in The Phantom of the Opera, coincidentally, all of which I've actually read. Also in works of Alexander Dumas, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. It was enjoyed by those authors. It was also enjoyed by Johann Strauss and I think Beethoven. It's been referred to in movies such as The Adventures of Baron van Munchausen, the television show Mad Men. So it's known as the King of Wines, or the Wine of Kings, depending on however you want to interpret it. But anyway, Tokaji's been around for centuries, and the kings actually were, that was why in the 16th century, and so they would send it to different royalty across Europe. So anyway, I do have a bottle of Tokaji here, so you can see what that looks like. It's definitely a white wine. It's a dessert wine. This is what the whiskey bottle looks like. And this is what it looks like in the glass. Pretty dark. So anyway, so if it's rye, we're going to assume that it was aged in charred American oak, so, and then finished in the Tokaji casks. So I think that's all I can tell you. So I will go ahead and give this a smell. Comes off very sweet, nutty, lots of cinnamon. I would say the sweetness is caramel. oh, I didn't read you what little is on the label, but anyway, it just says Penelope Bourbon Cooper Series takes our straight whiskeys off the world tour, pairing them with casks from the finest winemaking regions. Rich and delicate, the finish captures the late harvest notes of Tokai wine from Hungary, once dubbed the King of Wines by Louis XVI. That's it. Straight rye whiskey, 53% ABV, 8 years old. And this actually is a late harvest Tokai, but yeah, yeah. Glenmorangie Tail Cake was very good. It's probably the best to have done in that series. It was done in Tokai casks. The Nick Nian I had was partially, I think it was like 25% Tokai cask, and I think the rest was bourbon maybe. But, or there's some STR in that one too. But anyway, so you don't see it done very often, but you know, like I said, I was like in that Balcones group. Someone said, what would you like to see finished? Balcones out. It said Tokai. I said, oh, that's not done. I said, yeah, here's a couple of other ones, but yeah. Smells delicious. I like rye though, so, and I like 95%, the 95 and 100 rye. I don't like the 51. If you're gonna make rye, make a rye. Honey, get a lot of honey in there. Cinnamon, sweet caramel, nutty. Fruit-wise, I would say apricots, maybe. Little apricot, not a lot. All right, that's what I get. Onto the palate. Delicious. But again, MGP 95% rye always does really well with me. I don't get as much of the sweetness as I did on the nose. This definitely gets, I get the rye. There's a little sweetness there, but not like I thought. I don't really get that honey anymore. It's black pepper, rye spice. It finishes with rye spice and kind of mouth coating, kind of a very thick feel on the finish. Okay. Not what I expected, but I do get this. It's still nutty. I'm not getting as much of the honey now. Yeah, it's a caramel sweetness. It's more caramel sweetness. Rye spice. It doesn't smell that spicy though. It's more caramel sweetness now. Nutty. There's a bit of an herbal note in there. But something sweet, like maybe this is what I was getting. Maybe it's a honeysuckle that I'm getting, more herbally than like liquid honey. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. It's a great bottle. Definitely get the rye, black pepper, cinnamon, but a sweet cinnamon, like not cinnamon you would just pour out. It's like the cinnamon like you have on cinnamon toast mixed with the sugar. So it's like the cinnamon sugar taste. That herbal note is there. Maybe a little dill, black pepper for sure, rye spice. finish is nice. Very well balanced all the way through. I don't have a complaint. 53%. What can I complain about? It's a really good rye. Yeah. I'm partial because it's Tokai, and I really like every Tokai I've had. I really liked the Nick Nian reminded me of like a cream cheese Danish. I don't remember what the tail cake reminded me of, but I remember it being delicious. But so I'm a little biased to the Tokai. But this is very, very well done, very well balanced. I like MGP rye. I just don't have a complaint. So it's going to get a 9. I put it in my top 5 ryes that I've ever had. I put it in my top 5 ryes. But all right, thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next time.